Yo, what's up, guys? Today, I got an absolute banger story for y'all. Today, I'm gonna be talking about the time I had an insane Coke binge with my friend, my all-time homie Chandler. It was near Christmas time. I think I was off of work for like the month because my work offers a thing where I get off of work for like a few weeks. It's really nice. It's for college students. But anyway, just that's some background context. Basically, this was probably maybe 2 years ago, like I was saying or maybe like a year ago. Yeah, it was probably a year ago, back in December. I was with Chandler. We were up to some schemery at this point. This was during the time we were on our Coke binge. We were doing Coke like quite a few times. We didn't do it that many times in the grand scheme of things, but we did it enough times where it's a notable part of our life, I guess. I don't fucking know. It was enough times where it fucking counts. But yeah, it was probably like maybe, I think this was our third time ever, because the first time, it was Halloween night. I already told that story. We got 1 gram each, and that was whatever. That was a good time. I had a blast. But the second time, actually, maybe this was the second time ever. So, basically, it was a fateful night. Me and Chandler have this horrible mentality where if we're gonna ball out on something, we're gonna go big or we're gonna go fucking home, okay? We don't play around with that shit. We don't dilly daddle. We don't do any of that pussy bullshit. If we're gonna do some shit, we're gonna do it till we nearly fucking OD, okay? That's how it works out in this house. So basically, we got 5 grams of blow on our second time ever. And I'm not lying, guys. This is some good blow. You guys, any person's gonna be like, oh, you would have OD'd. If I would have OD'd if it was some bad blow, okay? If it was bad Coke, I would have OD'd for sure. But yeah, we hit up the plug. I think we must have got off work around 7 o'clock. And it was always really just sketchy with this plug, because sometimes he'd be like, yeah, I got you in the morning. He would say like, yeah, I got you. Like, he would say that in the morning, and then like later in the day when he was like around the time he said he could meet, he would just be like, never mind, or he just wouldn't answer. He was one of those kind of fucking plugs, but he had the blow, he had the good drugs, so we were gonna be a fucking pussy and suck up to him anyway. But yeah, we hit him up. It was like 7 o'clock. Well, I think I was probably at work before I hit him up. I was like, yo, can you still meet? At like the time, like 7 o'clock, can you still meet then? And he's like, yeah, bro, I got you. How much do you want again? And I was like, yeah, can I just get 5 G's of blow? He gave us a really good deal. It was like, a good deal for how much we were getting and the plug. He doesn't normally give us great deals. I don't think, at least. I don't really know street price. But we got a really good deal for it. A few $100 off, to say the least. But, not a few hundred, like 150, okay? It really wasn't much of a great deal. But either way, it was a deal nonetheless. But we got the blow. We got the mission was sorted. Chandler was going to spend the night at my house. I was living with my grandma at this point, which is just, it's great. I'm just doing blow in the back of the house while my grandma's watching TV, doing her knitting. Fucking fantastic grandchild. I'm a God-given gift. But either way, so, yeah, we were in the back of my room, or in the back of the house in my room. And, yeah. We had our computers out. My friend Chandler had a Steam Deck at that point in time. He had like the Steam Deck OLED, so it was like the best thing. It had like 1 TB. I think it was like maybe even 1.5 TB of storage. It was the OLED screen, so it was massive. I had my computer because we're at my house and I have a computer. But we were just playing I think it's really weird because whenever we'd get Coke, we always had this one game we'd play in particular for a long time, and then we had another game too. We'd always hop on without the fail of a beat, okay? Every time we did Coke, we'd hop on World War II or COD World War II Zombies. We'd play Groston House, we'd play like the Final Reich, we'd do all that shit. Every fucking time we did Coke, and there was no exception for this time. We had a mountain. We literally I'm not even kidding, guys, we had a scale for how much Coke we had. And I don't mean like a freaking like actual like weight scale, but we just had a freaking like tweaker like made up own scale of how we like made it make sense in our fucking head. We were looking at it, we were fucking salivating, we were geeking, just fucking looking at it. It was insane. We had an entire baggie filled with Coke. We crushed. It was like rocks. It was great. You guys, I don't know if you guys know this. If your Coke is like powdery, like in the movies, if you get it like that, it's probably laced with some shit, like flour or some shit. If you get it rocky, that's what you want. That's how you know it's more like actually like legit and better quality Coke. I sound like a Coke head. I really don't know much about Coke besides like a few things because I kind of looked into that stuff. Because I'm pretty fucking OCD about my drugs, okay? If I'm doing drugs like cocaine, I'm going to look into that shit beforehand. But either way, so we were, where was I at? We were fucking, we poured out the bag of Coke onto my nightstand. It was a massive mountain. I'm not kidding. It was a fucking mountain. We called it Mount Fiji at first, and then it went down to, this is probably not even the correct scaling, but we were fucking geeked out all night, so who gives a fuck about the scaling, right? First, it started when it was at the peak of the height. It was literally like a mountain. We called it Mount Fiji, and then we got it a little bit lower down. We called it Mount Everest. We were probably doing lines every like 30 minutes. Pretty big-ass lines, too. And I just want to mention, too, we got so geeked at one point that I was literally hallucinating. We had a Mohawk heart, and maybe that's partially why. And all the fucking just dopamine and shit, endorphins running to my brain at that moment when I was just peaking off. Like, it was near the end of the Coke binge. It's like one of the lines just hit me differently. I did that line. I just started seeing, like, it was like shrooms almost. And I never had that again. I've only done Coke like 4 or 5 times. TBH, in all honesty. But yeah, it was some geeked ass shit. But we were just mid-binge. We were just talking up a storm nonstop. Our eyes were bugged, sweating fucking nutsack. And any fucking crackhead knows, any motherfucker who's done cocaine in their life knows. I don't even know if I should mention this. This might be too much for the video. But the idea of beating your fucking dick is the best thing ever. It sounds fantastic. It sounds great. So there was no exception for this night. We didn't do it in the same room, of course. We're not fucking just going in like different corners and shit and jerking off. But I was the bigger man. I was like, all right, because, in my house, my grandma, she's always watching her TV, and the bathroom is like by her, so she always like looks at you and shit when you're going to the bathroom. It was great. It was just fantastic. And yeah, no, so I was geeked out of my mind. I almost felt like there's a certain level where you're so geeked, you almost feel drunk when you're walking around. You're just off balance so much because you're just so pumped up. And yeah, this is almost a horror story, guys. This is almost a horror story, okay? So I got to the bathroom. My grandma was probably looking at me. I was too geeked to even want to see her reaction. I didn't want to look. I had the most bugged eyes ever. I was looking in the mirror. I looked like a crackhead. I mean, I was on fucking Coke, so of course I looked like a crackhead. But yeah, I got to my business. I gotta tell you guys this. This is like maybe fucking TMI, too much information, but getting a fucking erection on cocaine, it's basically, you might as well just fucking not, I don't know. You might as well just finger yourself in your fucking asshole at that point, okay? Like, there's no fucking way. You're not getting any pleasure out of it because you're just gonna be, I don't want to get into details, but you just won't get hard, okay? No matter what you do, no matter what you fucking do. So, yeah, I was there for maybe 30 fucking minutes just in the bathroom, and I got desperate. I grabbed some nearby body wash shit. Worst idea of my fucking life, guys. Just know. Your skin, if you slather up your body with body wash or whatever the fuck it was, I don't know, some exfoliating shit, you're gonna have a lot of dead skin. You're gonna be in a lot of pain. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna get into the details of what it looked like after. It was bad. All right, so yeah, that was happening. I was like, bro, I gave up. I couldn't fucking. And then I heard the craziest story. Apparently, while I was in the bathroom, my grandma knocked on the door, and Chandler, he was on my bed. I had a fucking towel on my bed, so he was just, he had his fucking pants down to his fucking knees, bro. It was horrible. And my grandma knocked at the door and opened it, giving him no time. The light was on, and there was that cocaine pile right next to him. So he had to do quick thinking to the max. He was it was pure just Hitler on fucking meth mode. It was insane. He put the blanket over his fucking dick and shit because he was just, his fucking pants were down to his, goddamn feet. And yeah, no, this was an insane night, guys. This is a night to remember, okay? And then my grandma was like, yeah, what? I don't even know what she was fucking saying to him. It doesn't matter. But he put what was it? A little napkin over the pile of Coke. Luckily, none of the Coke got taken off. Somehow the napkin was light enough where it didn't pick up the Coke, excuse me. Fucking acid reflux, Jesus. But yeah, that happened. I got back to the room and we were just talking about it. My grandma fucking knocked on the door a few more times. I was the most anxious motherfucker ever. I was my head was twitching and shit when she would talk to me. I looked like a tweak or crackhead. And luckily she can't see very well and the light was off, so she couldn't see my eyes were just fucking demon time, just wide open. And she couldn't tell I was just I couldn't stop moving and stuff because my leg was shaking more than it's ever shook in my entire life. and I had fucking insane coke jaw. If you don't know what coke jaw is, imagine like your like jaw going sideways, like left and right, uncontrollably. Excuse me. I'm having friggin' issues talking to you guys. Holy shit. We were just playing World War II, talking. Eventually, I think we were like pretty much out of coke. We were just watching Scarface on my TV. It was probably like fucking 5 in the morning. We heard the birds chirping and shit. Actually, no, it was like winter time, so that was not true. We just saw, we knew it was late as fuck, okay? Or early. I don't know how you'd metric that at that point. But it was almost the next day. I think my mom was coming over too the next day, which is all the merrier because we were still tweaked out. There was no getting sleep. I remember we tried getting sleep around like 4 in the morning. We were just laying there in agony for like, because our noses, I don't know if you guys have ever done a copious amount of blow in one night, but your nose will not sound normal after. Like my nose made some noises. It's never made sense then that night, and it was horrific. We couldn't breathe through our nose, and we kept like, because when you're sleeping and you normally breathe through your nose, it's pain and agony. It's like the most like just disruptive thing. You can't get sleep. You keep trying to breathe through your nose, then it doesn't work, and you like try to blow your nose, then oh God, guys, cocaine, it's not worth it. It was fun while it lasted, but it was too much money. It fucked up my nose somewhat. My nose is fine now, luckily. I never even got nosebleeds or anything like after that. I never have had nosebleeds, but I just, I would have thought like that probably would have caused that. But nope, my nose is still all good. And yeah, it was a fun night. It was a hoot. It was a holler. It was a banger. It was a thrawler. I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a wonderful day. Peace out.